Hey y'all, welcome back to Blood Moon Tarot. I'm Latasha. You can find all my information in the description box below. I am reading for Taurus and we'll be using the Crystal Visions Tarot with the Cross of Truth spread. Please remember that this is a general read, so take what resonates and let's leave the rest on the table. If this does not resonate with you, please do not try and make it fit. There are so many awesome, wonderful readers out here, so just check your sun and moon rising. I am not currently offering personal readings. This is a love reading, but you may find it resonates in other areas of your life as well. Please remember that energies are reversible and interchangeable. So again, however this resonates, it resonates. Please also remember that time is linear. So like, share, subscribe. I've already done the pre-shuffle, so we'll do a few more shuffles and then we'll get started. Spirit, what do my Tauruses need to know, especially dealing with love, November the 16th through November the 30th of 2019. What do my Tauruses need to know, November 16th through 30th, 2019. Okay. So, sorry. So this is the basis. Your desires, what's going to help, what's going to hurt, and the outcome. So for your basis, we have the Two of Cups. This is an important union, balance in a relationship, reconciliation. We are in Mercury retrograde, y'all. So, okay, let's get some clarification on the Two of Cups, please, Spirit. For my Tauruses, especially if it has to do with love, November the 16th through November the 30th of 2019. Clarification on that Two of Cups. All right, so the first card, oh shoot, we ended up with, okay, so the Two of Cups, first card, Ace of Cups. Okay, so the Two of Cups is a lot like the Lover's card. It represents a connection, attraction, or common bond. It could be a marriage or a union or just a deep friendship or partnership. And that is clarified by the Ace of Cups, which represents new love, a reflection and outpouring of emotions, or renewal. So both cards are pretty much, dealing with this reconciliation. The Two of Cups is could be a reconciliation, just an important union. The Ace of Cups is a new relationship, a new start, bringing happiness for all at home. Okay, but it could be the new start to an old one as well. And then the Eight of Cups, girl, you just cupping it up, or child, boy, whoever, you just cupping it up. All right, so the Eight of Cups is abandoning a path because of disillusionment or being emotionally unfulfilled. Okay, so it represents sadness, abandoning the old in search of a deeper meaning, solitude and change, weary of the way that things have been, your urge to leave part of the past behind in search of something more fulfilling. So this is a card of transition. And then we have the Ace of Wands that fell out with the Eight of Cups. All right, so the Ace of Wands is a new venture or a way of life. Could be a pregnancy or a birth. Okay, so the Ace of Wands is like a new creative venture, opportunity, inspiration, ambition, potential. Okay, it's an encouragement to move forward toward a goal with enthusiasm and confidence. All right, so we've got reconciliation, new relationship, moving forward. All of these are saying move forward. You know, you could be moving forward with a reconciliation, or you could be leaving the past behind for something new. Okay? Or you could be trying to start something new with someone from your past. So let's see what your desires are, my Taurus. Damn, the Temperance card. You could be dealing with another Taurus. Excuse me. You could be dealing with another Taurus. Okay, the Temperance card is patience. All right, and at its core, it's saying patience, but it signifies maintaining a balance, practicing moderation, and combining forces. Okay, or patience, moderation, compromise, balance, healing. So if we can get some clarification on that Temperance card for my Tauruses, Tauri. The hell is a plural for Taurus? We could get some clarification on the Temperance card for them. Spirit, I'd appreciate it. Can we get some clarification on this Temperance card? November the 16th through November the 30th of 2019. All right, so the first card we have is the Queen of Cups. That's warm, sensitive, highly emotional. All right, she's a nurturer, an empathetic caregiver, loved by all. She's honest, she's fair. Okay, dreamer, warm and loving. Could be a warm and loving spouse. She's compassionate to all. And then we have, the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is calm, powerful, ruler, prefers tactical use of his intellect over flamboyant displays of emotion. Okay? He's stern, but it's just, truthful, decisive. So what you're wanting here is patience with someone who's warm and loving and kind and generous and willing to compromise and just and truthful. Okay? Which, hell, I don't know no person that don't want that. With this new love coming in, it looks like that's what you're wanting in a new love, a past love. Maybe, you're hoping that this time around, if it's with a past love, that it will be better than it was in the past, that there will be more transparency, more honesty. You know what I mean? Or maybe that's why you want the past lover, because out of all the emotions you had, this one person is someone you could trust. And for whatever reason, maybe you moved, or for whatever reason, maybe it ended, but it wasn't over. I don't know if that makes sense. Like a high school love. That, it didn't end because the relationship ended. It ended perhaps because you moved or they moved. And that was the really reason that the relationship came to an end. So it really didn't end. It was more that you were forced apart. And when you think of this person, it was like the ultimate memory of happiness and truth and honesty and fairness and abundance that you have. But just remember, too, that when you think back on the past, a lot of times you tend to forget the bad shit and just remember the good. So just be careful with that. So what's going to help is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles is financial, family stability, prosperity. It could be an inheritance, not necessarily have to be. But we're going to get clarification on the Ten of Pentacles from my Tauri for November the 16th through 30th of 2019. And get clarification on that Ten of Pentacles. All right, so the first card is the Six of Cups. All right, so your Six of Cups is happiness from the past. Could be an old friend or an old love that's being revived. So more and more, this is sounding like a reconciliation situation. And then we have the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is quarreling, misery through separation. So perhaps you've been, miserable because y'all have been separated, and this is what's going to help move you toward that. Perhaps this is someone that you want to come back into their lives, or you want them to come back into your lives for that fulfillment, for that Six of Cups, that happiness from the past, the old love revived, but you're not sure how to do it, and you're miserable being separated, and that's going to drive you to make some forward movement. Okay. So if this is a reconciliation, and this really looks like a reconciliation read, which again, I'm not surprised, Mercury retrograde, pushing ass, but You turn on the light and all your exes out there like roaches in the damn dark. You turn on the light and they just child everywhere. You can't even move without stepping on one. But if this is an old love that you want to revive, an old love that's coming back in, it brought you a lot of happiness. It brought you a lot of stability, and you want that again. You want that happiness. You want that stability. You want that love. It meant a lot to you, and it meant a lot to them. So that's kind of beautiful. All right, let's see if it's going to hurt. The Emperor. Perhaps you're dealing with the Scorpio. Okay, so the Emperor is that protective, authoritative energy. It's the ultimate guardian, ultimate patriarch. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful on this one because, it's not in the reverse, but if, it could indicate somebody who's become aggressive in dealing with others. Balance is not there. So perhaps it's trying to say that you just got to remember not to go too far, because all of this is like really great energy, really reminiscent of the good old days, of a past love, of someone who made you ultimately happy. But just keep the balance in this, and remember to keep your balance. Otherwise, if you become too unbalanced, you may idealize something and it ends up not bringing you as much happiness as you thought it would. So if we can get clarification, please, Spirit, on the Emperor card for my Tauruses for November the 16th through November the 30th. If we can please get clarification on that Emperor card. All right, so the first card we have is the Page of Cups. Trying to make sure this doesn't get out of the camera shot. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups signifies the beginning of a relationship, usually romantic or spiritual. It could also indicate a possible new birth. It is a messenger, sensitive soul, open to honest and heartfelt communication, okay? So it is important right now to be open-minded and receptive to new opportunities. And like I said, if you get too far out of balance, you may miss those opportunities, okay? Because you're looking at, you may have be laser focused on one thing and you miss out on your true happiness. So watch that. And then we have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is entrepreneurial, dynamic, but it's also somebody who can be rash, okay? So with the King of Wands, it's highly creative, it's ambition, inspiring, bold, and charismatic. The king is strong and assertive, basically a force to be reckoned with, true leader, okay? And a lot of his power comes from his energy, his enthusiasm, and his vision. So it's like I said before, if you're not careful and you're really not paying attention, you can become unbalanced. You can become harsh in a way you don't mean to be harsh. You can be a lot of my way or the highway. And at the same time, if you let yourself get drawn up too much in the energy of the past, you may miss what could become your present. Because the person that you're looking at, just make sure you're looking at them right. That's all I'm saying. Because what the energy of the cards is saying that this person brought you a shit ton of happiness and you want that back. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you found someone who truly and genuinely makes you happy, they made your heart sing, they made you feel like you could step off the Empire State Building and float to the ground, that's beautiful. That's wonderful energy. But remember that all people are human. And with all of this light, you just need to be careful. Just be careful going forward, because you may not be seeing everything the way that you should be seeing everything. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Because, like, even that Two of Swords over here, reaching an impasse, or Two of Swords, Jesus, Three of Swords. Even this Three of Swords represents heartbreak. A painful separation, pain through separation, or a painful separation. Mercury retrograde is going to mess with my throat till it's gone, y'all. I swear for Jesus. Just help me, God, please. Okay, it could be a painful separation, disappointment, betrayal, or abandonment, okay? And this might be a helpful way because it reminds you, if you stop long enough to think about it, how did you end? Why did it end? It may have been nothing more than the fact that, one of the parties had to move, or the time ran out of it, or you were just too young to go anywhere with it. But at the same time, you also have to remember that the person that you're meeting back up with is not the person that you left. That's all I'm saying. Like, people change, especially the longer that y'all are apart, the more that they have the opportunity to change. And some change for the better, and some change for, the worse, and some change in good and bad ways. In fact, most of us change in good and bad ways. Life shapes us. Our choices shape us. So just remember that the person you're coming back to may not be the person you left. That's all I'm saying. The person that you coming back to may not be the person you left. So just take the time to get to know. Take the time to keep your balance. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair. And decide what are deal breakers and what aren't deal breakers. And don't just blindly look past those red flags because it's someone who once brought you a great deal of happiness. But if this is something you really want and you're really willing to work at it, and that person is really willing to work at it, then hell, more power to you. Let's see what the outcome is going to be. Death! No, it's transformation. The death card represents an end to something in order to give way to change. Okay, so this could mean the ending of a relationship or a chapter in your life, or even just a habit or way of thinking, okay? It's just a card of metamorphosis and growth. It's not a scary card at all. It's just a card of metamorphosis and growth, okay? But we're going to get some clarification on it. So, Spirit, if we could please get some clarification on that death card for my Tauruses, November the 16th through November the 30th, especially if it has to do with love in 2019. Please clarify that death card for us so we can put a little more light on the situation. For my Tauruses, sisters. This is going to stump the hell out of me. I got to find a way to talk about y'all in the plural. Look that shit up on Google. Maybe I can ask Alexa. Let's see. Alexa, what's the plural for Taurus?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Shit, even Alexa don't know what the fuck to call y'all, I swear. All right, so for the death card, we have Five of Swords. Okay, so the Five of Swords is deceit, hidden agenda, unfair dealings. Okay, and then we have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is good news. Usually it's work related. Okay, so to look at this, break it down, like I already told you, death represents an end coming in order to give way to change. And then we have the Five of Swords. Okay, so the Five of Swords is betrayal, subterfuge, someone who cheats or uses an unfair advantage to win. Okay, and then we have the Page of Wands. And with the Page of Wands, it represents a creative soul. Okay, someone who thinks outside of the box and looks at new adventures and ideas with enthusiasm. All right, so we've got change, we've got betrayal, and we've got enthusiasm and a great outlook. So you are going through a change. You are going through a metamorphosis, or you will be. Remember, again, time is linear. But there is deceit and betrayal here. But there is also that Page of Wands. And that Page of Wands is someone who thinks outside of the box. So you're looking at this new adventure. You're looking at this new person with enthusiasm, which is good. But somewhere in the past, there may have been betrayal or deceit you may not have been aware of, or if you are aware of it, you have may have forgotten. So just slow your roll down and take a good look at the situation in front of you. If you found someone who makes your heart sing and you want them back in your life, that is absolutely wonderful. But again, if you are in a relationship, then yes, you will need to end that bad boy before you can begin something else and end it as honorably as possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's wrong to leave one person for another person. I'm just saying if that's the case, leave the person first. Don't get with the other person while you still with the original person just to see if that shit work out. Then leave the original person. That shit has a tendency of coming back on your ass hard. Then you end up with nothing. And you also have to think if somebody will get with you knowing you with somebody else, then that means they'll get with somebody knowing they with you because they have no respect for relationships. And I'm not saying that we haven't all found ourselves in a sticky situation and maybe some shit happened we didn't plan on it to happen. All I'm saying is once the realization is there, take the action you need to take. Either drop the new person or drop the old person. You know, that's all I'm saying. Because if there's one thing I do know about the Tauruses that I have in my life, they are very fair and just-minded people. They really are. I've really never known any Taurus that was kind of backhanded to do some shit like that. I've only known of a couple that have ended up in three people situations, and usually it wasn't of their doing. They ended up in a third party situation because someone put them in a third party situation, not because they put themselves in one. That's all I'm saying. So, you guys are generally very honest, very forthright. You're very clear. And you guys are like loving and romantic and sweet. And that's awesome. And if you found someone that makes you happy, you deserve that love. Go get it. Just make sure that the person you're getting is the person you think you're getting. Because like I said, a lot of time tends to go by and we tend to forget people are human. So I think all this is saying is that you're going through a transformation now. Keep your eyes open because there may have been deceit in the past that you either were not aware of or that you have made yourself unaware of. You've forgotten it. And we tend to do that shit too. You get so carried up, you forget, when you caught this person doing some shit they shouldn't have been doing somewhere they shouldn't have been doing it. Because when you think back on the past, we tend to gloss over that shit. Like, that's all I'm saying. So just make sure and get to know this person. Because, again, the person you left is not necessarily the person you're coming back to. But so far, this is honestly a beautiful spread. It just reminds you to keep your balance, keep your eyes open, keep realistic goals of the person you're in, and being willing to make that change in that metamorphosis to get that good energy coming in, to get that happiness of home, to get that forever love, to get that that Ace of Cups, that Two of Cups. That's all I'm saying. But so far, this is a beautiful read, and whoever the fuck this is directed at, my Tauruses, I'm a little jelly. I wish somebody, thought of me like this. So, good luck to all of y'all. I hope this helps. May spirit be with you on every step of your journey. And I'm out. Blessed be, bitches.